You demand to speak with the captain and offer her a deal. You give me what I need, and I'll have your credits for you in a month. You're being deliberately coy. The captain mulls it over. She's as sick of being here as you are. The marshal's ships will be here in a week, and I don't care where my meals come from. You panic. I'll double it. Fine. What do you need? She looks at you skeptically. 3 tires, a wrench, and a shovel. Cleaning the collapsed tunnel had given you eerie feelings all along, but when you break through and see the craft, surrounded by deconstructed machines, your brain just ignores the skeleton on the floor. There's a massive hangar door at the other end. So that's the poor sap whose work you've been admiring. The graffiti suddenly makes sense. He was calculating trajectories. Hello everybody, I'm TrimTextures and welcome back to Sandustry, and welcome back to the abandoned facility where I have been reading your guys' comments, and I have some ideas, some ways to make the factory a little more efficient today, and I think we should do that. So why don't we go ahead and get started. First, let's see if we can burn this. Oh, it won't quite reach. I wanted to burn this moss. There we go. Just for fun. That is entirely for fun. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these. They're not doing anything. And we gotta redo this. It was a whole problem last time, and it didn't serve me well at all. So I think we need to reconfigure our solutions here. First, I'm gonna start right there, and let's go ahead and get rid of some of this and see if we can make this work a little bit more effectively. The real issue I'm having is this sand mixer is not keeping up. Oh, and look at that. We are out of water. That is a big major problem, and that tells me that I need to go do some exploring, because running out of water is not really an option here, and I got a lot of water coming right at me. Here, I can temporarily assist with just this little bit of water, but guys, you know what that means. We need to A, dupe a bunch of water, B, go exploring and steal some water from somewhere else, because I think that's what I really want to do. I also want to refigure this room. I think there's a lot that can be done that will help keep our factory from getting overloaded. We can make some really good use of drones in here. At least that's the dream. I can do this and duplicate, and there I can use up the rest of that water. Look at this. I don't know how I'm gonna keep up. I probably can't. It's the real answer. Oh, it's seems like some of our water's escaping a little bit. One of the viewers had a pretty brilliant idea. We can actually turn this whole area into a water reserve up here. So I think I want to do that today as well. I got a lot of big plans. But there has been a major change. Oh, I'm dumb. There's been a major change since the last time I played, and that is I finally broke down and got the faster Flux Emanator mod, and that's because I was doing some testing, trying out your guys' ideas and stuff, and I came to the realization that one Flux Emanator is never ever going to keep up with our factory. And not that it necessarily has to, but not being able to keep up with my factory, which is very limited, right? That is a problem. That needs to change. So what I did was I installed the faster Flux Emanator mod, and I changed the speed to be literally 8 times faster. And when I did that, it seems like the factory was a little bit more able to keep up. The Flux Emanator could finally keep up with what we had going. And I hate to do this, but I'm actually going to cut this thing off right here, because we need to find water. There's no point in running this thing if we don't have any water. Oh, is anybody else having flashbacks? I know I am. Here we got some burnt slag through here. There's some really interesting stuff that made it through here. Um, how fun. Okay, so I turned the factory off. Let's remember that for the future here. And we got some. Oh, I got stuck. I can go ahead and just get rid of this because I'm never going to fill that back up. I am also going to go in here and do the pipe remover and clean that out. And I don't know, I don't need more room here yet, but I have a really good idea here. So I want to show you guys how we can use a Flux Emanator to cast a solution to our flow problems here. And so what I'm going to do is do this. I'm going to go ahead and put a Flux Emanator right here. And if I go and grab some Void Bloom, you guys will see that our Flux Emanator here can help us make a flux cast that will allow a small amount of spores through, essentially what we're putting out. And, oh boy, I didn't know it could go through like that. So we're gonna get rid of that stuff. And let's see. Yeah, it looks like that's gonna work. So I'm gonna get rid of this, get rid of this block right here. I have no idea what that was before, but I'm gonna just do that. Okay, that works. And now if I go like this and go like this, there, it will slowly let out one continuous line of spores. And we need that to keep our flower factory filled up, because if you look down here, it's already empty. And I'm hoping that, oh, look at that. We already have a massive ball of fluxite. That happened fast. That happened really fast. But that's kind of what we needed. It's possible that I might dial back the fluxite when we find out what speed we really need to keep this thing at a correct speed, and then we can all pass that information on to Lanto. Hey man, make it 5 times faster, so it can keep up with a single belt. That's kind of my dream. But I do see some problems that I made for myself here. One of them being, this could, in theory, block this stuff off. There's also some fun other stuff that's going on here, which is, this launcher is not working well at all. And so I want to give a big shout out to one of my regular viewers, Laneverse. He always makes some really excellent comments on my videos. And why is that not, those won't build? That's so strange. Oh, there's some pixels stuck in there. Okay. There we go. And then there's some random fluxite just up against the walls. Okay. Well, nice. I'm glad I did that. He showed me how I can fix this launcher to work better. And here's the reality. Diagonal launchers just don't do it. Not even once, pretty much is my answer. But they pointed out a really interesting point, which is this launcher right here needs to transition. Whoops. Transition right there. So this straight up one needs to go up one higher, and all of a sudden this launcher's working a lot better. Wow, look at all that gold. It's just getting stuck over there. Dude, that's sort of a problem because this sand is not going anywhere. Does that mean I need to allow only gold right here? I think it probably does. Let's do that, and at least any gold that's made it over here can go down-ish. That's kind of the hope. Maybe I need, here, we can use the filter trick. Block only gold right here. Oh, like this. to keep it moving a little bit. That way we don't get some major catastrophic gold buildup. But as you can see, this little change right here made this diagonal launcher work a lot better. There's one more way that I think we can change it, and what it is change this diagonal block to a launcher that goes straight up. And if I do that, well, I don't know that that is better. That would have allowed, I mean, that it does kind of help, but frankly, I don't know that that's an improvement there. It's okay if some of this stuff sort of cycles. I don't really mind that all that much, but here we finally have some spores coming in hot. I like that. There, we're getting a little more use out of our space. Our Amethyllus is building up pretty quick, and I'm gonna try and make sure our Void Bloom box can get used so that this Void Bloom mixer gets used the most effectively that we can. Look at how much Fluxite we have already, and this thing is just burning through it, and I'm pretty much keeping up. So I think that says sort of all you need to know about how much faster this Flux Emanator needs to work in the regular game. Part of me hates that I had to do this. The other part of me is like, well, I really want this factory to work. You know, I always try to keep stuff as vanilla as possible, but I'm making an exception for myself in this one case. So here we are. I hope you guys don't hate it too much. Look at this. Such a mess. What is going on? Is it just because I have everything blocked up? Yeah, it sure is. Okay. And I blocked it up because of our water situation. I guess, can I build pumps up here? Ooh, it's not letting me. Ouch. That hurts. Okay, so we're kind of really jammed up here. That's a bummer. I need water, like, yesterday. And so we need to go exploring for water. And these, yeah, well, I'm glad everything's turned off. We can, oh, we got so much gold coming in here now. Okay, new plan for the gold. It's gonna drop right here. This is pretty much full up, right? So I need to start dropping gold down here, and we need to start making some room for gold down here. Let's go and allow only gold right in there. And oh, forgot to hit control. There, now it can start dropping out. I'm gonna get rid of this. There we go. And now gold can start falling down, and we can start making a little bit more space for gold, because you know we're gonna need it. I'm guessing that this boot is gonna fill up pretty quick too. In fact, I'm sure of it. But that will also push some of this red sand back up, and you know, we need that. So there we go. Slowly clean this up, and we're gonna start getting gold falling down here. There it is. Make sure I give it the easiest path possible to the bottom of said boot. Okay. There we go. Okay, wow, look at that. That gold. If I move this sand up here, just enough to allow more. Yeah, since all the sand is blocked, we shouldn't be getting any more sand on our system here. If I do this, that might allow the gold to move a little bit better. And that way we're at least not completely choking ourselves to death just on that. I don't want to have to move a bunch of stuff by hand, but I think in this one instance, it's worth it. Got some burnt slag, toss up to the pit of loneliness up here. There we go. We got our gold moving. That's good. And now I think we pretty much are in the situation where we absolutely need to go do some more exploring and to go find water, because I just I can't sit here and dupe water all day. We need to explore, and I really want to find the other artifact, assuming we can find it, you know? It seems like this might just be a giant room of red sand and spores. That's okay. Let's make sure there's no hidden crackstone or anything down here. And doesn't seem like it yet. Yeah, there's almost certainly not. Ugh. It's so satisfying launching rockets at this stuff. I think I don't need my cryo blaster at this exact moment, so let's go into our inventory and put our digger on number 8. And while we're at it, we have all this fluxite. Let's go ahead and max out our drone fleets here, because I have big plans for that. Okay, speaking of drone fleet, why don't I go back over? Yeah, our fluxite ball is already full. We can blow that up and just use that on our drone fleets, because yeah, I do have a big plan. It looks like, man, just based on how much that whatchamacallit, that void bloom box emptied out there, I could probably turn down the speed on this thing, which I might do because it's a little bit absurd right now. Oh, you know what? I forgot. We have this up here. Let's check it out. It might just be red sand. I kind of assume it's just red sand, but I do want some red sand for my flower factory. So let's just kind of scope it out. Yep, I think that's all it is. So I think we can do some controlled releases onto the conveyor belt here and let that into our flower farm, and then this is just a nice little reserve of red sand. And there, it can trickle out. That'll make it over eventually. I think that's pretty solid. This is filling up-ish, so that makes me wonder when I need to turn the spores off again. Because I'm sure that day's coming in hot. Here, let's go ahead and loop back around. We got a little bit of water. That's not enough to do anything, really. And I'm not thinking it's really worth trying to get this water out with pumps or anything like that. So let's just go ahead and let this sit and keep exploring. There's got to be a way out, right? Maybe here? Oh. Wow, yeah, it actually is here. That's pretty nice. I wish I could just keep buying upgrades to make these rockets faster and faster. It'd be more like the rocket gun. Ooh, that's a good idea for mods. If you guys have any modding experience, I'd love to see that. Just infinite, I don't need a faster rocket or a rocket gun, because we already have that. Those mods exist. I want infinite research, because, you know, it is a demo, right? So we're asking a lot from a demo that was only supposed to last a couple hours. And here I am, you know, 100 or more hours into the game. Here, I'm gonna do this because I want this water. I don't need it mixed right now. Let's go ahead and build some pumps down here, and there we go. I'm gonna build pipes, and we are gonna immediately get this water out of here for the factory. And then we will continue once I get it up to where we need it. That'll drain out real quick. Let's keep exploring. There's got to be more water, right? The guy can dream anyways. I'm just trying to clean out these little random pixels that get left. I know it bothers you guys. It bothers me too. I just don't want to spend too much time doing that. Let's see. There's... I love shooting through sand with the gun here, so I'm just kind of following this vein. Okay, looks like we sort of maxed that out. I'm assuming it just goes over this way. Yeah, okay. Clean this up. We'll be left with a bunch of sand, and then I think eventually we can just sort of wall this or pump this out. There we go. I bet our Flux Emanator's maxed out already. What's up here? Let's keep looking. Keep going. There's a ceiling there, but I've learned my lesson. Leave no unrevealed fog, right? We just ride the ceiling. Oh, yep. Look at this. More crackstone. Well, smart move for Trim here is build a wall and then blow it up. Let's see what's going on. More red sand. Man, holy red sand, right? We've been waiting so long to have a map with this much red sand, and now it's like, oh, this is kind of hurts. This one kind of hurts. Lots of water. Whoa! What is this? And look at that! We found the artifact. I love this. We completed the demo once again. Aranth, Q7 Aranth. What is this? Scoria. Oh, so it's like a pre-built flower box with some cinder here. Can I burn it? Or is this not going to work because I got all the water on top? Is it going to let me do... Oh, it's scoria. Okay, so I got to blast it and then get rid of it. Here, I can do this at least. And what's up here? You know I love a good moss burn. Let's find out. I'm going to go ahead and put a pump right here. Or two. We're just literally stealing any amount of water I can find. Because it's that much less that I'm going to have to dupe, right? I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but now I am. That's how desperate I am to get water. Holy flashbacks. Hey, there we go. More water. I love that. And I don't know what's up in there, but that's okay. We'll check it out later. I assume it's just red sand. So I'm not too chuffed about getting it out. Gotta do my pipes. This has been a very successful little exploration here. I'm excited about that. Okay, we have water. Let's fly back down now that we accomplished all the exploration we really needed, which was find some water and find the artifact. This has been a good day. And now I want to go back up, and while I'm duping water, and actually before I even get to that, I want to make some changes in that room below our water duper. I do, because oh, look at that. Our spores are full. That's telling me I need to go block that baby off right now. But yeah, super happy with how well our little Fluxite cast worked out there. I forgot about the random cinder up there. Okay, so what we are going to do is totally clean out this room of all the sand. And I'm going to make some boxes here. And these boxes are going to be boxes that stuff that I don't want to go through our sand washer can go into. And then I'm going to use drones to haul it out. And use the drones to get it to its final destination. And I'm liking my idea. Water is probably gonna keep getting in here. Hopefully I don't regret this. Over here. But I'm gonna build some boxes. So we have allow snow, and I think we can kind of cut it off right there. And so this box is gonna be for snow. Whoa, I got stuck. Okay, and right here, I'm gonna build this. And that's gonna act as both a throttle and a way to push steam from melting the snow off this way. And there, I can drop that. Okay, so now let's try it. I'm gonna melt this snow. And it should send the steam up. Yes, perfect. All right, I like that. I'm gonna build a conveyor belt here. Okay, now we are gonna build a wet spore box. And then I think I'll build 2 more tiny boxes for possibly like void bloom and cinder if it accidentally gets through somehow. Okay, this, I just built a block. This should be able to, right? I didn't do anything fancy, right? That should be able to just, I should be able to pick that water up so that it gets out. Come on. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so right here, I'm going to get rid of all this. And I'm going to do, where is it? Here, allow only regular spores right there. Build a wall like this, and then allow only wet spores right here. I'm gonna change that one out. And then now we can set up drones to haul stuff from in here back to their final destinations, wherever that final destination may be. So let's go ahead and grab our hauler drones. Where are you guys? Here, I'm just gonna upgrade. Oop, so close. And where are they? Inventory. Ugh. Hauler drones, and it's gonna go from here. This is dry spores, and that will drop right there. And then I'm gonna have to go down here, I think, to create my wet spore path. No, I didn't need to do that, did I? We're gonna go from right there and drop it right here. Okay. I'm liking that. I think I can actually get rid of this. Whoops. Make that a little bit prettier. Okay, and now what do I want to use up in here? What do we want to use this for right here? We have snow, we have dry spores, we have wet spores. These are, yeah, set to random things. Let's go ahead and do void bloom to right there. This would be a nice little void bloom box, and then the other thing that would be a catastrophe would be cinder. Actually, I'm kind of less concerned about cinder, so you know what I do want to do is burnt slag, because that has been continuing to come through the factory over and over. It gets thrown out. I don't know that there's a good way to do a recycler. So here now we can go back to our inventory, hauler from in here. That's the burnt slag, and it will drop right there. And then the void bloom can probably just sit in there, and hopefully the box doesn't fill up. Okay, we have water. Everything is full down here. Oh, look at that. Amethyst is getting backed up. So, oh, and it's because of this. So this is the downside of the faster flux emanator. I could even like move void bloom somewhere else and add another flux emanator and yada yada, but that sort of then defeats the purpose of what I've got going anyways, right? So I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to stay on top of this. I avoid the pain of storing a bunch of void blooms somewhere to never be used, but now I have to deal with the pain of it's too fast. Which is acceptable to me. Oh, look at that. We have some random wet spores in there. Here, this can make our thing a little bit more efficient. Let's go there. Sometimes it gets plugged right at the base. There, help it out a little bit. It looks like we burned through some of that red sand. Let's do another controlled release of red sand, and then I think we can turn the factory back on. See what I've broken? What do you think will break? I'm pretty happy with all the changes we made so far, and that's saying that without having tested any of it. So, you know. But here, I've definitely got enough room for this much red sand at least. And okay. That's a lot. This should at least give me a couple minutes for the void bloom mixer to keep up. And I think let's go ahead and open the factory back up. And when I'm up there, we can do a little bit of water duping. Here we go. Whoops. Let's go ahead and do, nope. Of course. Nope. Of course, it's a horse. There we go. And since I did build, nope. Since I did build a place for those spores to go, I will try letting them go through. But while we're watching this happen, I can go ahead and keep duping. And yeah, guys, we are cruising along today. I am super excited about that. There's still a lot more exploring to do. I wish I could get this water somehow in a reasonable way. I'm not sure that I can. I want to build that reserve. One of my viewers showed his version of this factory on the Discord, and I highly suggest you guys, if you're on the Discord, I highly suggest you check it out, because he did some things that are different from me that are pretty smart that I liked. So I suggest you check it out, and you can see like, oh yeah, Trim is a dummy. That's how I always feel. I like reading your guys' comments, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. I forgot you could do that. I forgot that was, every time. And it's like a lot of these things, like I know them intellectually, but if you asked me on a test, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know that. But when it comes to like actually implementing it in game, I don't know, man, my brain falls apart. It just doesn't happen. So it is what it is. Here we are. I'm nervous about the water level here. As long as it never overflows past here, I'm probably cool with that. I think it's okay to have red sand go through here. I don't see any downside to that. I really don't. If there is one, I guess you could tell me, but as long as we're throttling ourselves here, I don't see a downside of it. Here. Yeah, this stuff is just gonna be perpetually trapped, but that's okay. It is what it is. Did I put diggers? Are these diggers? I think they are. Let's go see if we can use them anywhere. Particularly in this room. Oh man, that is slow. Could probably upgrade that some more. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go upgrades and oh yeah. Woo! Max that out. Sweet. And we need more fluxite now. Look at the ball. It's cruising right along. Got a lot of red sand. Oh! And it appears I can turn my spores back on. So I can go ahead and do that right here. Alright. Nice. I'm liking that. This will eventually, I think, empty out. And the rate at which we get spores out of this thing is pretty slow. So I don't think we have to worry about that backup. Ooh, look at all this water. Feeling much better. Just have to make sure I don't get too overzealous and go past this line. If I do, the water's gonna end up way down there or something. Okay, yeah, as long as I have sand coming through here, the spores all get trapped up here too. Let's see. Here we go. We finally have some wet spores coming through. I don't know where this water's coming from. Here, spores should fall out. Nice. I dig it. Here, picking up the wet sand. Go ahead and toss it over here. I don't know that I need to throttle this over here. Just for insanity's sake, let's just try taking it off. I know that this can handle it. I know that this can handle it. That's not an issue. So I'm just kind of curious, well, what'll happen? What's gonna break if I do this? Go ahead and add some more red sand, I think. And how's the gold coming in down here? Oh, there's barely any yet so far. Is this red sand dropping out somewhere? Let's see, this is allow cinder, allow gold, allow cinder. Okay. These are all like random other things. Can kind of clean these out. It just bothers me. It looks ugly. There we go. And could even build a wall beneath that, I guess. I don't know. There. Let's clean this up. Just cleanup mission today. Today's cleanup day. Am I the only one who's curious about what's behind this wall? Let's do it. We haven't yet. Let's do it. Here we go. I assume it's just more red sand, but it is very conveniently placed red sand. It's right by the factory. You know, it'd be really cool if it was a whole bunch of water. That's what the dream is. Nothing yet. Come on, water. No. There's got to be some, right? Right? Don't prove me wrong. I think I've been proven wrong already. Just a red sand room, but that's good to know because if I ever need a quick release of red sand, we got it right here. And it's been a minute, so I need to go tackle this right now. There's so much fluxite. Okay. Yeah, so at literally 8 times faster. Normally, the Flux Emanator grows crystal every 2,000 milliseconds, right? So that's every 2 seconds it grows. I have it set to every 250 milliseconds, which I think is eight times faster. Correct me if I'm wrong. What is going on here? Oh, it's just working correctly. Look at this. We have a void bloom or amethellus overload problem. This mixer is not working fast enough. That's kind of crazy. I've literally never had that problem. Yeah, this amethellus is building up. Well, now what? Now what? Is this guy... Man, he's getting awfully close to the gold. Now I know what I need to do. We need to find a room for some amethellus, and we need to haul it out, and we need to haul it out quick. So I'm gonna haul it out up here. We're gonna haul amethellus up here, and we're gonna use our drones. We have them. Let's do it. Right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and build a filter of allow only cinder on this bottom row. There we go. Let's see if I can use another hauler. I'm just gonna keep doing it until that guy over there bringing in red sand goes away. He's not ready yet. Okay, well, that's your choice. Are you gone yet? Nope, he's still hauling. He's making me nervous because he's gonna drop gold in there at some point and it's gonna ruin my day. Here we go. Thrilling stuff, I know, but it's critical for our just total game to not disintegrate. Okay, that guy finally disappeared, which means I think this one is the next one. And we got a whole army of drones hauling amethellus for me right now. And I'm gonna throw in some launchers here just to make sure we can kind of use all the space when this thing gets filled, because we know it's gonna fill up quick. What's going on here? Nothing's broken yet, and it looks like we used up all of our sand. So we need to go ahead and get some more sand. Is this gold? What is that? I don't know. Random stuff. Here, I'll just drop it down here. What is that? A spore. Yeah, so that thing would eventually kind of blow up on me, but that's okay. I actually, now that I think about it, could do... Oh yeah, I can. Let's go like this. And it can go like that. I think that'll work, and then I'm gonna put block only wet sand right there. Okay, so now this is gonna let stuff through that shouldn't be there, and I can go ahead and open that up. It'll drop on the gold line, but that's okay because this whole gold line really is just cycling. I don't even think I really need all this stuff for it anymore. But it's kind of fun anyway, so I don't think I'll get rid of it. And then I'm gonna do this. Clean up some rooms. There we go. Oh, that's not gonna work. Just moving my problem from one spot to another. Have I ever done that before? I don't know. Probably not. I'm not known for that. Yeah. But how are you guys today? Are you having a good day? I hope so. I had a pretty good day, and now it's really looking up because I'm playing my favorite game. And your day's got to be looking up because you're watching your your favorite game player. Why did that? I'm kind of confused how that spore made it in there. I am. What's going on here? Let's check this out. Allow spores. Yeah. It should be forced into that spot, right? It would have to get sucked in there, I think. So, anywho, I think it's time we can go ahead and put some more sand through the factory. And I suppose there's probably some exploring to do up this way. Gotta assume there's tons of water left for us somewhere, right? Please. But here we can get all this sand pushing out that way. Ooh. Natural fluxite. And there is some snow. I'll try not to blow it up. We can... Oh, and then look at that. More moss. Love me some moss. Go ahead and burn it. And I think I'm gonna do this. And I might want to do it up here so we can keep this water trapped. Maybe, or I just go ahead and melt it because it's gonna turn this stuff. Oh, look at that. It's immediately freezing. Let's go ahead and do a filter. Block. No, allow cinder. Like this? Yeah, that'll move stuff. That'll work. And here I'm just gonna go ahead and pre-wet this sand the old-fashioned way. And I can go ahead and melt all this stuff again. There we go. Oh, we got some packed ice there. Interesting. So this stuff I just shoot, right? Ooh, lots of snow. Very fun. And I am going to launcher spam because I know some of you guys really missed me doing that. Let's get this stuff out of here. I don't want to melt this stuff right now where it is, so. Oh, this water's trapped. So it's just gonna keep freezing. Okay. I'm making problems and solutions for myself all at once. Which again, pretty much is just my MO at this point. Come on. All the water should just drain down here. There we go. We got a lot of snow and sand coming our way though. I'm really excited about that. Snow's falling out like it should. While I'm here, go ahead and dupe some water. This duper just works so well. Or maybe it just feels that way because I made it. You know, you gotta be proud of yourself, but let's see. Well, I'm sure burning through that water quick too. Oofta. I'm gonna delete that and then rebuild it. I didn't need to do that, but I did it. There we go. Got lots of water. And here I got some wet sand up here. Just skip the line. Toss it down in there. Okay, our system's working once again. But, man, we're kind of running low on... We're kind of running low on the old sand. And, I don't know what that means. Let's see, spores. Okay, spores full again. I'm gonna just go ahead and block it off. Like that. And it looks like Amethyst is doing a pretty good job now. The Void Bloom, jeez, this thing is so fast. But as you can see, it's like this thing fills up in a minute or two, and then immediately the Void Bloom starts backing up again. So this factory, this Flux Emanator going 8 times faster is still I mean, it feels like that's pretty much the speed I need. I know I got a lot of built up spores, and so it's really hard to kind of calculate unless I just refigured the way my spore system works. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is already filling up. Here, I need some red sand. Let's do this. Let some of that out. It's just gonna naturally stop right there. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Do I want to keep mining in here? Yeah, why don't I? I like it. It's nice to see the factory kinda just doing what it's supposed to, without, you know, me screwing everything up like I normally do. uh, but yeah, it seems like we are nearing the end of the factory because I'm not gonna I don't see no need to process all this red sand. I did prove that I could build a dysfunctional factory underground this time. But I at least want to do another episode, and so don't worry about that. But in the meantime, I want you guys to tell me what maps you think I should try next, and what sort of restrictions or challenge I should put on myself. If any, part of me really doesn't want to add more challenges other than my own, you know, my own brain. But this was a really interesting challenge. Um, I think it is. I think it's really cool to put your own restrictions on yourself like this. And okay, yeah, I got plenty of room for red sand, so I'm not causing any major issues there. All this sand is slowly coming up. I'm gonna just help it because it'll eventually make it up to the top. Oh, I guess it's okay. All these things have a place. I really want to hear what ideas you guys have. Someone said that I should do a factory where I'm not allowed to use the grabber, which, you know, cruel, since it is easily my most used tool. I don't even know how I would stop myself from that. I'm sure Electric would be willing to make a mod that did that to me. But, gal, can you imagine the chaos? Like, the grabber is my crutch to clean things up. And, without it, who would I be? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know who I am without the grabber. um, yeah. Here, I'm stoked. Look at how much water we have. That's exciting. This system seems to work pretty well. The spores sort of get trapped and never make it through here, but yeah, that's okay. Look at this, I got one random burnt slag who's never gonna make it to his home. This is great. Everything's working. I haven't seen any. I'm kind of curious. It looks like, yeah, there's some red sand that's like trapped up there. I sort of want to try, like, if I put some burnt slag and red sand up in here, what happens? It should go through here, fall down, and work its way out of the system, I think. Is it? No, it's just kind of all building up. Well, no, it looks like it did in fact go through. To make that a little bit better, I think I'm actually going to do that. And now that conveyor belt will kind of pull things through that block only filter. How's this going over here? Red sand filling up. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is a major trap that I sort of built for myself here, but I'm not hating it. There. And then if I do this, give myself just like I mean, it's literally just more storage space for this funnel, but that's cool. It works. No, I'm gonna do conveyor belt here. There. So now when this thing gets full, it'll clean itself out. I like that. This is all working pretty well. And now that I say that, I gotta make sure. Yep, go blow some of this stuff up. There we go. Wow, look at how much fluxite we have, you guys. Oh! I mentioned Lane earlier. They make some excellent comments. So if you ever want to see all the things I did wrong in an episode, just go check out what they wrote on each episode, and I mean that in the I love them. It's very helpful. I learn a lot, and a lot of it is them pointing out things that I already know, but you know, too wrapped up in my own brain to realize. One of them being, check this out, you guys. I never unlocked the grappling hook. I said, well, we're all done with all the research. No, I'm not done with all the research. So let's go ahead and do this. And then we're going to go ahead and research that grappling hook and get it done. There. Woo. Okay. Demo complete right there. And that looks really cool, so I don't think I need to fill the boot up again for right now. Now let's, while we're 100%ing this right now, I guess I'll just buy the hydro sponge, because why not? And let's work on finishing this out. We got enough there, we got enough there. Ooh, we are one short. And then we can also max out the flamethrower when we're ready for that. Let's see, how's the red sand doing? I'm not going to add more red sand because it looks like we're kind of hitting our max. Jeez. I almost have to spend my whole time right here just cleaning this thing up. Ooh, you know what? I want to try. Okay. While I'm thinking of it, let's try a digger. Ooh, the digger can control the fluxite. And ooh, I have an idea that I'm gonna have to test out at some point. Right now is not the time. Maybe between episodes I'll figure it out, because I want to create an automatic fluxite miner. And I have an idea, which again is not my own. None of my ideas are original. One of you guys suggested, or it was on the Discord, using ice to create a box where your digger can get trapped. It'll never die because it's never hitting whatchamacallit, bedrock. And then it could automatically mine the fluxite for you, and I think that's pretty smart. I had never thought of that, but if it works, man, I think we should try and do that. We should try and do that here. Okay. Melt all this. That was a great episode today, you guys. I think I accomplished a lot of things. We did a lot of cleaning up. We did a lot of exploring, and I think we got at least one more episode in us. And I'll just leave you guys here to watch this beautiful pink ball growing. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. And if you appreciated the video, make sure to leave a like. Of course, my favorite part about YouTube videos is your guys' comments, and I just really looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say today. I love reading them, and I love responding to them. So make sure you drop one of those down below. And if you've never commented before, I'm really excited to hear from you. Let me know what you think. And of course, if this is your first time watching one of my videos and you enjoy my Sandustry content, or you've been watching this whole time and just haven't hit that subscribe button out of spite, I understand, but I think you should hit it now. Oh, And on that note, my friends, I want to thank you so much for watching. I have been Trimbark Tree, and I'll see you in the next one.